In looking over the answers that I was starting to get from the claim and counterclaim activity, I realized that I may not have been thorough enough with how I explained to do it. So I have tweaked it a little bit, and this is the sheet that I want you to use rather than the original one. So when you're writing a response, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. So here are a couple of do's and don'ts. Number one, make sure you begin with the original claim. Next, mention the title of the original article and the author of that article. Make sure you use direct quotes, but don't write the entire quote. Don't fill up your page with an extra long quotation. Choose part of the quote, the part of the quote that answers the question directly. And the quote should only be a small part of your answer. It should not be the whole entire answer. Do proofread to make sure that what you've written makes sense. Read it out loud if that helps. The minute I get to a part in your writing that doesn't make any sense, I'm going to send it back to you to redo. This may be an assignment that you have to do multiple times in order to get it correct. And then don't forget to add a conclusion. So remember that the claim that you're responding to is from Social Media Butterflies May Not Be Such a Bad Idea by Melissa Healy. And the claim says that, in fact, children most likely to spend lots of time on social media sites are not the least well adjusted, but the healthiest psychologically, suggests an early but accumulating body of research. So that is the claim that we are against, that you are going to refute. Your counterclaim must include quotes from the article. They can't just be your personal experience. There is a place for your personal experience in the counterclaim, but what gives your counterclaim weight and makes it a viable claim is that you have something of substance backing you up. And what's backing you up is the article Social Media Affects Teen Mental Health by Sherry Gordon that's been reviewed by a medical doctor. Okay, so the medical doctor is who gives Sherry Gordon weight, and this article is what gives you weight for your opinion. So what I've done is I've divided the paragraph up into sections, and keep in mind this is all just for one paragraph. So when you're done, there's going to be a box at the bottom that you basically copy and paste your paragraph into. But I want to walk you through sort of this scaffolding that we're going to work on. And what I mean by scaffolding are just these sentence frames that I have put out in order to help you organize what you're going to say. So use these in order to write your paragraph. And so let's begin with the first paragraph. You want to begin with the original claim. In Melissa Healy's article, Teenage Social Media Butterflies May Not Be Such a Bad Idea, she argues that children who use social media are and here you're going to put the main claim of the quote. What is the main claim of the quote? This quote here. Then you're going to state your position. I do not agree with this statement because I have seen that. And here is where you're going to use your personal experience. You're going to keep it short and specific. The next section of your paragraph, you want to introduce the opposing article. In fact, current evidence shows, use evidence from the new article. So you're going to go into the article and you're going to find what the current evidence shows. You're going to pick something out that is important and you're going to write it here. You're going to use a full quote or a partial quote, but you're not going to use a quote that lasts for 3 lines. So your quote shouldn't be longer than, let's say, 10 words. Then after reading And then the next part of the paragraph says, after reading the article, here put in the title of the article, and then here put in the author. I have come to understand that social media can, and then here you're going to use more evidence from the article. And again, use a quote, use a partial quote. Your quote should not be longer than 10 words. The next section, you're going to give further explanation. The article goes on to explain that teens who spend a lot of time on social media risk. So based on the article, what is it that they risk? Write that here. And then finally, in conclusion, therefore, not only is the original statement outdated, it is, and then right here you can write a combination of your opinion and support from the article. And so support from the article may be a couple of words that you put into quotation marks, but not a long or a full quote. And then that is the end of your paragraph. Then when you're done with that, you're going to retype it or copy and paste it into a box that's going to be below here, just before the article, and make sure that you pay attention to the font size and type, and make sure that everything is uniform and that it looks good, that your punctuation is good, that your words are spelled correctly, that you have capital letters where they're supposed to go.